In today's video, we're checking out one of the most versatile electric guitars I've played. This is a Reverend Six Gun. It gives us two P90 pickups and a humbucker in the bridge position. We also get this really rockin' bass contour control, which will give you more traditional tones with it all the way off. Then as we roll it up, it's just going to fatten out the tones beautifully. You're about to hear this in the context of a jam track, and I'll be using the bass contour control for the solo, so keep an eye on that throughout the video. I'll leave some annotations on screen, and then we'll get over to some isolated tones. But before we get into it, a huge thank you to Sky Music for the loan of this. Just to let you know, they're not paying me to make this video. It goes back to them, and all thoughts about this are my own. So this video is not sponsored, but this is on loan from them. If you want to check it out, I'll link it down below. Let's get into it. Let's take a look at the Reverend Six Gun up close. Now, this is a Carina solid body electric guitar, and surprisingly, it's quite heavy. If I can find the weight, I'll leave it on screen. But yeah, it does feel quite heavy. It's about the same weight as a Fender Telecaster. When it comes to the electronics, we get three pickups, a single humbucker in the bridge, and this is the HA5 bridge pickup, and two P90s, which are the 9A5. And the great news is we get a 5-way toggle switch like a Strat. So we can get neck pickup on its own, both these two, middle on its own, both these two, or bridge on its own. So the same type of switching you would find on a traditional Strat. There's a single volume control and a tone control, and the bass contour control is over here. Now, what I found with this bass contour control is it still retains the top end, just fattens out your sound, and this is completely passive. So there's no battery compartment or anything you have to worry about, and this is one of the best features on these Reverend guitars. We get a floating Wilkinson bridge, and I don't have the whammy bar, unfortunately. I forgot to grab it from the shop, but it is floating, and we'll talk more about this towards the end of the video. We get a nice roasted maple neck, and this is their medium oval neck profile. It's nice and comfortable. It's not too fat or anything like that. We get 22 frets, which look to be medium jumbo style frets, and of course the rosewood fingerboard. Being a lefty here in Australia, I don't often find any left-handed Reverend electric guitars. So Sky Music, thank you for the loan of this. It's always fun to test one of these out. I'm always a big fan of the pickup combinations on their guitars, the value for money, and also this really cool bass contour, which we'll get stuck into right now. Don't forget to subscribe, share the video if you can. I really appreciate it. Leave a thumbs up, comment, all that kind of stuff. Let's get into the video. Let's kick it off with some clean tones. I'm going to cycle through each of the 5 pickup combinations, starting with the bass contour off. So it's more of a sort of natural P90 sound, at least on the neck pickup here. Then as we roll it on, it's going to get nice and warm. Let's have a listen to this, starting on the neck pickup. So as you can hear, there's a big difference. If you like it anywhere in the middle, you can just set it to the middle. Beautiful. Over to neck and middle pickups with the bass contour off. I like the bass increase there on the neck and middle pickups together. Over to middle pickup on its own here with the bass contour off. So you can really fatten out that middle position as well. Now we're over to middle and bridge pickup, and this is with the bass contour off. Yeah, this bass contour works best, I think, for the in-between positions. That sounds really nice. And over to bridge on its own with the bass contour currently off. So that's super versatile right there. You can fatten them out as much as you like. Let's try some crunch rhythm tones. Now I'm going to cycle through 3 pickup combinations. So we'll go bridge, middle, and neck, starting without the bass contour, and then we'll turn it on. Here we go. And again, if you like somewhere in the middle, you can obviously do that as well. What I'll do, I'll just set it to about 50% here. Let's have a listen. And off. For this particular tone at least, which is quite MIDI because of that tube screamer sound, I actually kind of prefer it off, but you can definitely fatten that out. If you've got more of a sort of full range overdrive that's not adding a whole lot of mids, you can definitely make that work. I'm going to switch to that now so you can get a good sense of what's going on. All right, let's try a different overdrive now. This is the Royal Flush Dual Overdrive pedal. This is a similar tone to what I used in the intro lead section of this video. So let's try this. This is without the bass contour control on. So this already has more tops, bass contour on. I kind of like them both. It sounds really cool. It doesn't seem to affect the volume much either, which is really nice. Let us know what you think. And lastly, over to some high gain tones now. We'll also check out the volume control dynamics in just a moment, but this is bridge pickup with the bass contour off. So you can use it for your lead solo boost. Well, not necessarily a boost, but it'll just fatten out the tone there, which is great. Now let's start with the volume control most of the way down. Here we go. And if I turn back up, I mean, there you go. At the end there, I just set it to about half and it seemed to sound pretty great, but let us know what you think. Let's wrap this video up. I'm going to give you my final thoughts on the Reverend Six Gun electric guitar. So in terms of tone, these pickups all sound great. They're very well balanced. Neck, middle, both together. Bridge or bridge and middle pickups, they're all very musical. The in-between positions really shine. There's something kind of special about the pickup combination here as opposed to just Strat, which have that classic kind of single coil tone, but in combination with the bass contour, you can get a much fatter sound, and it's really pleasing to my ear. And it doesn't seem to affect the top end response, especially when you're playing clean, which is great. So tonal versatility, this gets a 10 out of 10. In terms of feel, it feels very good to play. The tuning stability has been fine as well. I did have to tune it up a couple of times throughout this video. Now just know, being that I didn't have the tremolo arm in the bag, I forgot to grab it. The bridge might not be set up in a way that's ideal for everybody. If you like a hardtail guitar, this is where you might have to think twice about this, because it is currently floating a little bit above the actual, where the bridge actually sits. So it's designed like that. If you're a hardtail Stratocaster player, for example, like I am, this is where you have to just make sure that you're happy with a floating bridge. But although I couldn't test out the actual tremolo arm here, it feels very stable in terms of tuning stability. So even with that, it hasn't been a problem like you might find on other guitars. The locking tuners, I've seen these on a million different guitars over the years now, and these particular type just work. So I have no complaints there. They feel good and look good. This guitar is made in Korea and it's really well made. I have no complaints in terms of playability setup or anything like that. It really is a really nice guitar. Most Reverend guitars are. So it's great to finally have another lefty on the channel and showcase one, because it's been quite some time. Don't forget to leave a like, subscribe, click the bell, all that kind of stuff. And I will catch you on the next video. See ya.